And welcome to another day of crypto analysis. Today we're looking at Algorand and how it's performing against the dollar. So, when I pull up our recent Algorand to USD chart that we published on March 26th, we can take a look at the update here. It's actually been a good amount of time. Quick update on this strategy. What we were looking at here was pretty straightforward. We had confirmed the retest of the $1 support after breaking this trend line. I actually kind of thought the trend line was going to reassume itself. And you can see the green arrow on this chart that, aiming for $1.48. So when we take a look at what happened, always like to see it pretty much right what we thought. Trend line gets reconfirmed, and we are now sitting 145. We touched 148, went above it a little bit. I wouldn't say we quite flipped that resistance line, which is an interesting setup for what we start strategizing about now. But alright, we're in the sort of 90-second mark of the video, which is always where I start losing viewers, so I'm gonna say it right now. Make sure to stay through the second chart where we will show what we think will happen next, and we're going to publish a new chart here because we're all about accountability and looking at how strategies perform after the fact. I know so many people just dump out strategies and never go back. So if you like the critical eye, if you like charts, if you like the data, make sure to drop that subscribe, hit the like, tell YouTube, hey, this guy's alright. Also, quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, nor am I your financial advisor. This is financial entertainment or education. We enjoy the charts. We hope you enjoy the charts too. So, confirming this strategy puts Algorand in a really nice position. I mean, if you've been holding since the start of the year, you're at about 330% return, which is really quite nice. Looking at the sort of volume trajectory, it does look like there are a lot of holders in the pipeline, and it does seem like it could be concerning as time goes on that there's the potential for larger sell-offs and less buyers. But I think I'm still long-term bullish on Algorand at this position, but I'm starting to have a little more questions about where the market is going. So let's head on over to the chart here. So actually, I haven't drawn up a lot. I actually took some stuff off, but I'll talk about what I'm seeing here. I think I'm in an okay position about where alts are at for the near term. I think Bitcoin is still going to push up a little bit. I'm not as optimistic as some folks who are, pointing 100,000, 110,000, even more as the near high for this bull run. I'm starting to think, that we run out of steam around $72,000, $73,000, and that's going to be the reversal point where an actual bear, a week chart, where an actual new bear trend begins. I think the bear trend probably, we're probably not looking at a long one, but I think we're gonna see a short, bloody bear trend on crypto. It's going to be attributed to sort of the progression of the regular markets and retail money. I mean, what it's attributed to will be meaningless. But the point is that I'm starting to see signs of the bullish momentum cooling off. Um, and then one of those signs is that we get good alt pops. Like that's something that happens. So I think my strategy here on Algorand is I'm watching this dotted line. Um, I think we do have we're questioning on what's going on with the support and resistance line, and depending on where you move it up, what you consider the range to be, it really challenges what's going on with this. So this dotted line about 140, 141 is what I'm watching. I think if we bounce off the 141 and sort of maintain this trend line, then I'm bullish for a jump up to about the 180 mark. And I'm still, I mean, I think this is a nice trade setup in my opinion. The 25% to the 180 range from current value, and then what? I think there's a 5% drop. Maybe a little bit less between 146 and 140, 141 area. Yeah, so that seems possible. I mean, I'm very concerned if we do break down this 140 range and again push below this trend line. I mean, there's an argument that might set up a lower trend line, but I mean, and this is sort of a bias to the way I do analysis, but I think when you constantly move those long trend lines, they lose their importance as far as doing analysis, as how it relates to the previous strategies that you've done. So I have a bias against shifting this trend line to maybe reflect this low and another low. If the trend line is violated enough, it really does, in my opinion, signal either the running out of bullish momentum or the beginning or the sort of forecasting of some bearish momentum. God, that was wild. I wonder, I mean, we could do that again. We could do that again. Maybe all of this is moot and we're looking to just rush up to 240. I know I've got some high targets up there on the week. Let's see what I've got here. A very, very, very different chart. I know this is sort of my max bullish situation. So overall bullish hopes. This is probably, I mean, you see how long I've drawn this this box up here. This February 2013, August 2021 to February 2013. I'm making the bravest call in the world. Algorand will be around $2.50 sometime in that 1 year and 8 month period. That's hilarious. But I stand by that. Stand by it. And the day it happens, my trade will be complete, and that will be awesome. Yeah, I don't know. The week is strange. This trend line looks so good on the week, too. That's the other thing. I don't know. I'm split. I can see a lot of different things happening around Algorand, which, again, brings me back to the main point of this chart, and why this chart seems kind of weird is only thing that I'm watching is, what is a big confirmation for what's happening right now. What's going on with this range? Are we flipping resistance into support or not? What can be, I think everything that can be expected after that happens as a result of or happens in tandem with the either rejection or confirmation of price at that value. And I don't know what else to say other than that. Is, I mean, we'll keep our eyes on this one. We'll keep coming back to it. I mean, y'all know Algorand is a project we think is pretty freaking cool, um, and we think it's got legs. Uh, if those legs are running down, we'd like to avoid that for the time being. But you know, overall, I've got bias towards that 250, 260 range. Um, so this ends another crypto video. That's why probably our 30 or 40th. We're getting up there. So you know, we're glad. You know, we did a video about a trade we pulled on Castor Maritime back in January, and it was a trade we set up way back in November. And you know, the reaction to that was pretty awesome. So we appreciate that. And it really started the whole ball rolling here. You know, we're old. I mean, gosh, like old these days, like 4 or 5 years. We're old TA, technical analysis, crypto degenerate. You know, we love this shit. We love the data. We love looking at it. We love having strategies confirmed or rejected. And you know, if you love all that, you know, make sure to drop the subscribe, turn on the notification. I do try to post daily about updating the strategies and charts. I try not to change the charts too much either, because I think there's a lot of important analysis that happens when things are wrong that folks tend to ignore when they're over focusing on the good. And yeah, like right now, it's like, oh yeah, all the charts you're focusing on have been the ones that are right. Well, the market's been really cooperative recently, and I don't think that's going to last for too much longer. It never lasts for long, I'll say that. As when it seems like the market's doing what you want it to, is usually the time to consider your strategies and start looking for alternative cases to what you're doing. And you know, I've got all these overall bullish calls, but you know, you can see on this chart, you know, we're just a hint into a red candle that if we repeat the other weeks, you know, we repeat what happened here in February, this is going to be a wicked ride down. I mean, let's, just for quick measure, you know, that's 30% down there, and you know what, we're only down 5% right now. So, you know, if we're going to repeat this sort of upward trend we've been doing, we've got a lot to do. We're going to deny this trend line, and it's going to force a lot of reevaluation of where this asset's going in the midterm. I do think that the more that I look at this, I think we're going to break down this line, and I think we're going to end up retesting $1. And I don't want to lose that 40 cents per Algorand if that happens. So this is what I'm watching. This is how I'm trading this. We've got 4 days till this weekly candle gets set in. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with Algorand. You know, thanks for sticking around. Let me know what you think. What's your trading strategy for this coin right now? What values are you watching? Do you think I'm wild to be looking at this trap? Or wild trying to be sniffing out this trap? I don't know. Well, thanks for dropping by, folks. Have a good one.